I didn't think that it was going to be as bad as it was.
The storm the summer before, Irene, didn't do any damage, and everybody evacuated the island, and everybody that evacuated the island got stuck on the mainland for days.
So once I heard that Bob was staying, I said, okay, at least I won't be alone. Because my biggest concern was hanging out with no power, or I didn't think that we'd lose water, but I didn't want to be alone.
So when this storm came around, I decided that it's not going to be as bad, and everybody over forecasted it. And at the very last minute, when I noticed some of the people that have lived here for years and years decided that they were getting off the island, I thought maybe it would have been a good idea to get off the island, but I stayed.
Well, there is Sandy, Category 2 storm during the afternoon hours, moving through the Bahamas now.
Multiple states are now issuing state of emergency alerts, and for many, today is the calm before the storm, a last chance to stock up, batten down, or just get out of town.
So we stayed there that night, which was Sunday night, and we heard watching the weather report, and we woke up the next morning to a full moon. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning. The street was all flooded, like higher than we imagined. So we're like, oh boy, this is gonna get weird. The storm wasn't even gonna hit for another 24 hours. We're carting around all our supplies, It's a big tub of food and water and all this other stuff, batteries, and at this point we still had TV, we still had everything. What's the big deal?
It's expected to slam parts of the East Coast with a foot of rain and up to several feet of snow. It's going to last for days, bringing wind damage, power outages, and possibly massive flooding in some parts.
And we really are starting to feel the impact of that Texas-sized storm starting to wallop here. I want to give you a sense for how frothy the water has become. It's been whipping up this foam everywhere. Now, across the mid-Atlantic, they are in full swing with preparations. They are even starting to hand out sandbags in Washington, D.C.
I took videos later on that night when the full moon hit, and that's when it really got bad.
This is a scary thing right now. The storm is over, but now it's high tide. So let's see what we can do here. Here we go. What is this thing coming? It is, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a bulkhead. Oh.
So when I was up there, taking pictures, videos of the beach, it was pretty bad. The wind wasn't all that bad. It was just the beach getting beat up by waves.
The worst of the storm really was the back end of the storm. The back tidal surge of the last high tide, the water rose 3 feet within 2 hours. So that was the scary part. The back end of the storm was the wind damage, and that's when we lost power, and that's when the what do you call those things on the telephone poles? The transformers started exploding on the boulevard, and I actually witnessed the one traffic light in front of my house get knocked right off the wires and fly into the bay.
The water down by the boulevard, it just looked like a channel. Just water everywhere. The waves were actually crashing right on the top of the street, and I had to watch out because what was happening is it was dark. I couldn't see real good, and there was like a lot of debris washing down the street. and most of it I could see, but a lot of it was the actual street. What happened was when a wave would hit the street, and then rush down from the street to the bay, and another one hit, and another one hit, and all the waves hitting the street. What happened was it undermined the asphalt. So I looked up, I'm looking into my viewfinder and narrating and stuff, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see something weird in the water. I look up, and here comes a hunk of street, and I'm like jumping out of the way, because when this stuff hit, it took everything down in its path,
Somebody had texted me that there was a 35-foot wave heading towards Long Beach Island, and that got me a little nervous. And the recorded height from Holgate was a 24-foot wave. And when we started hearing stuff like that, then the few of us that still stayed on the island thought it was not a good idea to stay on the island. I do not recommend anybody to stay on the island the next time a storm comes through.
Wow.
Whoa, all right. Ah, son of a bitch. All right, I hear you. I'm out of here. I've seen enough. Okay, you win.
We started cleaning up Long Beach Island the day after the hurricane ended. It took us about 2 months to clean the sand and get all the streets passable. We also took 2 months to get the utilities and infrastructure back in place. Moving forward, the actual beach repairs will take at least 6 months to a year. And we're hoping in the next 2 years we'll have the federally funded beach replenishment job started and completed. That's all up to Congress. They have to appropriate the money. And once they appropriate the money, we'll get the available beaches ready for them. As far as people rebuilding their homes and businesses, the majority of the people have already started. And I feel this is, we're going into January 1st next week. And I feel by Memorial Day, we will have 90% of the island up and running. So I'm very positive. Our residents, our taxpayers are positive. Our commercial business owners are extremely positive. Everybody's going to be moving forward with new decor, new everything. So I think it's going to be up and ready, and we'll have a typically great summer on Long Beach Island in 2013.